You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Bring it up! Win on me, win on three. 1, 2, 3.
From sizzle to fizzle. Straight ahead in the Reb Zone, UNLV gets another fast start but struggles the rest of the way. We break down Saturday night's loss at San Jose. Plus, we look ahead to the first home game in a month as Fresno State rolls in for a Friday night tilt. And a profile of a busy group of people right now, what the training staff does 7 days a week. We're delivering all the hits in the Reb Zone. Don't turn down the volume.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
This is the Fox 5 Reb Zone Sports Show, presented by Born and Raised, the official home of the Rebels on the Road, and by Cox Communications.
Good evening and welcome inside the Reb Zone. Kevin Bollinger alongside UNLV head football coach Bobby Hauck. And another rough one last night. It's the frustration's got to be building here a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you get to witness a little bit of it. And, everybody's really frustrated. And, we're trying all kinds of different things, Kevin, and nothing's working. And, we're a little bit banged up, but so is everybody else. And that's football. You've got to, no matter how beat up you get, the next man's got to go in and play. And we're trying all kinds of different things, and everything we can do right now, and nothing's working. So we gotta continue to practice, continue to work, and try to get something going.
Well, this game against San Jose State, as others have this year, started strong for the Rebels, who jumped out early, but just couldn't maintain the momentum.
Let's go, man! Let's go! Let's play ball! Hell yeah! Hey, man, this game fun, man. I hope y'all know we fun playing the game. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Take that thing away right here. That ball's out there. Go get it. Go get that thing. Let's go. Let's go. Tell me your name. 1, 2, 3.
A fired-up Rebels team at the start in San Jose, and the defense flexed its muscle first. After San Jose State received the opening kickoff, UNLV forced a 3-and-out. On 3rd and 1, Jordan Sparkman gets the stop to force a punt. The Rebels started at their own 40 and went to work. Keith Whiteley rips off a 19-yard run down to the Spartan 16. Then Blake Decker keeps it himself, goes around the left end and runs it all the way to the 3. On 4th and goal at the 1, Decker on the sneak for the touchdown, and the Rebels strike first, up 7-0, just 5.5 minutes into the game. San Jose State drove down the field, but on 3rd and 8 at the 11, Penny Vea breaks up a pass at the goal line. Austin Lopez would miss a 28-yard field goal attempt, and it was still 7-0. Whiteley continued the ground game with back-to-back big gains, and check out this incredible catch by Devontae Boyd. That would set UNLV up deep in Spartan territory, but the drive stalled and a delay of game penalty pushed the field goal attempt back. Nico Bourdin's 43-yarder is no good for an empty possession. At the end of the first quarter, it was 7-0 UNLV. But on the first play of the second quarter, San Jose State quarterback Joe Gray puts it in the end zone, and we were all tied up at 7. When San Jose got the ball back, they pushed it into Rebel territory. On 4th and 4 at the 24, the fake field goal, and it's good for a first down, but the defense gets pressure and holds the Spartans, who settle for a 32-yard field goal, to make it 10-7. The Rebels offense went 3-and-out, and with punter Logan Yunker hobbling, Bourdin was sent out, but he mishandles the snap, and the Spartans had the ball at the 9-yard line. Once again, the defense stepped up, and they get the sack. San Jose would have to kick another field goal, and it was 13-7 with 4:42 left in the half. Another 3-and-out gave the Spartans the ball back with 3:25 left. On 3rd and 14, Gray gets free. Sidney Hodge leaves his man to go after the quarterback, and Gray tosses it to Jabari Carr for a 15-yard gain and a first down. That turned into another field goal just before the half, and both teams went into the locker room with San Jose State up 16-7.
All right, so we're going to talk first with the offense. Once again, they go down, score a touchdown right away, and then nothing. I think 3 first downs on the first possession, and then 3 the rest of the first half. That's got to be a huge concern.
And 2 of them were in the next drive. So to get off, we're ready to go out, play well out of the gate, go down, get a score, go down, have a nice drive, and then miss the field goal. Defense starts with a 3 and out. We were playing really well to start with, and it's just another thing we've got to answer. We've got to keep playing well through the game. We've got to make the plays that we were making early on. If we do that, we've got a chance to play a more complete football game.
On the bright side, your defensive line got more pressure on the quarterback than we've seen all season long.
Well, they did a nice job winning up front at times. We got to, again, get the quarterback on the ground. We had him on the run a lot. He's pretty shifty, fairly elusive. We did some decent things. It was a pretty good first half. Despite our offensive struggles, we did some pretty good things on defense and in the kicking game.
It was apparent right from the beginning that Logan Yunker was hurt, and the first punt obviously showed that. You had to go to Nico Bornen for the one, mishandled the snap, and he went with Yunker the rest of the way. How do you approach that now going into this week with an injury to your punter like that?
Well, he sprained his ankle midweek in practice, and we did go back to Bornen for one other, and he hit a 45-yarder. So we'll have answers. We have the ability to use both of them and do some different things with them. It's a little bit of a ham and egg operation with Nico back there because he's a kicker and a linebacker, not necessarily a punter. But I got to get him to catch that snap would be the first order of business. And he's a good athlete with good hands. That's probably an outlier rather than a trend, I would say.
Well, Blake Decker did injure his hand late in the first half, so the second half began with questions of who would be taking snaps and could they turn things around.
With Decker unable to play, Nick Sherry got the call at QB. The Rebels had the ball to open the second half, but the offense went 3 and out. With Yunker back punting on a bad leg, San Jose State had good field position at their own 44, and they moved into UNLV territory. Lopez booted a 47-yard field goal as the Spartans extended their lead to 19-7. The Rebels were able to move the ball on their next possession, the swing pass to Whiteley, who picks up the first down. Then Whiteley with the great run up the middle for 22 yards to the San Jose 42, but he comes up injured on the play. 2 plays later, Sherry throws one up and it bounces off Taylor Barnhill, hops up in the air and is intercepted by Maury McKnight. The Spartans had 3rd and 13 from their own 17. On the draw, Tyler Irvin has a huge hole, gets a burst of speed and is off to the races, 83 yards for a back-breaking touchdown. San Jose State opened up a 26-7 lead with 6:46 left in the third. With the offense unable to sustain drives, the Rebels' defense was on the field a lot, but they did come up with a turnover. The fumble by San Jose, and Matt Vignal recovers to thwart a Spartan drive deep in UNLV territory. The Rebels continue to have problems moving the ball, but the Spartans did not. First play of the fourth quarter, Gray goes deep down the middle to Hansel Wilson. 51 yards for the touchdown, and the Spartans opened up a 33-7 lead. A great kickoff return by Marcus Sullivan put UNLV in good position, and the offense moved inside the 10, but had to settle for a Jonathan Leyva field goal that made it 33-10. UNLV couldn't muster anything else offensively, and the defense was flat out of gas, as shown by the Spartans just pushing the pile for 9 yards in the first down that closed things out. San Jose State outgains the Rebels 542 yards to 221, and they win 33-10.
So Decker suffers that hand injury late in the first half. You had to go to Sherry. He wasn't really effective. If Decker can't go, where's your quarterback situation this week?
That's a good question. First, hopefully Decker will be able to go. He took a shot to his elbow, and he was having a hard time gripping the ball. So we'll see where that goes. Beyond that, we're going to be on the drawing board a little bit this week, trying to figure out exactly what we want to do in terms of making that work.
injuries have been huge for the Rebels this season. You've had a lot of them to key positions. How does that impact what you do during the week in preparation?
Well, it makes it difficult. A week ago against San Diego State, playing an I formation team that's going to be very physical, we had a hard time going up and practicing the power plays and things live like we would like to against a team like that. And it'll be more the same this week. I mean, 2 of our 3 kickers are banged up right now, and that's how drastic it is. So we've got to get it right. We've got to keep working at it. We've got to make the best use of our practice time, whatever that means. We'll meet on that the next 24 hours and figure out a plan for the week, and then we'll go forward and try to get ready to play.
Your guard, Ron Scoggins, had to leave the stadium after just getting there, and he spent the night in San Jose. What kind of update can you give us with that?
Well, we hope Ronnie's going to be okay, and all signs are. But he had basically had a bit of a medical emergency in the locker room pregame, and so we in terms of the logistics of playing, we had to shuffle our offensive line in the locker room pregame, and then more importantly, we got Ron to the hospital and made sure everything was okay with him, and I think he's going to be all right, and he'll be back in Vegas this afternoon.
All right, well, we're just getting started here in the Reb Zone. Coming up, we look ahead to next week as the Rebels return home for a Friday night game against Fresno State. We're breaking down the Bulldogs when the Reb Zone returns in just 2 minutes.
You're watching the Fox 5 Reb Zone Sports Show, presented by Born and Raised, the official home of the Rebels on the Road, and by Cox Communications.
The Rebels finally return home after 3 straight on the road, but it is a short week. Fresno State coming to town for a Friday night game at Sam Boyd.
Fresno State struggled out of the gate this season against tough opponents, but they have their swagger back, winning their first 2 conference games, including Friday night's 24-13 victory over San Diego State. Brian Burrell is the starting quarterback, trying to fill the big shoes of Derek Carr. The Bulldog offense certainly isn't as high-powered as last year, but when they get the chance, they still want to go up-tempo.
I think when you spread people out and you go fast, it makes it difficult on defenses, and it fits what our talent level is. We've got guys who can run. We've got some guys that can make plays in space.
It's a much slower pace so far this season with fewer total plays and not the gaudy numbers, but Fresno is still capable of lighting things up. Defensively, the Bulldogs returned 8 starters from last season, but they gave up more than 50 points in the first 3 games of the season against USC, Utah, and Nebraska. But they've settled in for the last 3 games. Right now, Fresno is in the driver's seat in the West Division. It's up to the Rebels to shake things up.
So we know Fresno can be explosive, but their defense is also kind of shaping up here. Is there a bigger concern of the 2 as we go into this week?
The way we're playing right now, we need to be concerned with everything. Fresno's a good team. Obviously got off to a rough start to the season, but they've got the ship righted. They're doing something we had hoped we would do the last 2 weeks and didn't do. So they're 2-0 in the conference. We're 0-2, and we've treated all these games the last few weeks like must-wins, and the rest of our games are must-wins. It's what it is. We only get 1 a week, and we've got to go play them. And certainly this is just a monstrous game for us to go play. And, we've had 4 winning seasons around here the last 30 years, and this isn't going to be the 5th if we don't get our tails in gear and get going.
Well, it is a short week for UNLV. Fresno played on Friday night, so they're on more of a regular work week schedule. When you have a short week to prepare, how much does that impact what you're doing during the week?
Well, we're trying to make up the time now, today being Sunday, rather than later in the week. So, you were with us. We got back late last night. We got up early this morning, got in the office, and we're cramming Sunday and Monday into today. So in early on Sunday, work late on Sunday. This will be a Monday for our team and our staff, and then we'll be into Tuesday tomorrow and be caught up, we hope.
Well, there's a certain part of every football program that you may not think about, but they play an important role, and that's the training staff. Up next in the Reb Zone, we give you a closer look at Kyle Wilson and his staff and what they do on a daily basis to try and help the Rebels win.
You're watching the Fox 5 Reb Zone Sports Show, presented by Born and Raised, the official home of the Rebels on the Road, and by Cox Communications.
It's no secret that the Rebels have had their share of injuries this season, making the training staff one of the unsung heroes of the program. This summer at Ely, we had a chance to talk with Director of Athletic Training Kyle Wilson to get a feel for what they do.
Injuries are part of football, but preventing them and healing them as quick as possible are an integral part of a team's success. That makes the training staff a key cog in any successful program.
Here we go, sir.
At UNLV, the man in charge is Kyle Wilson, in his 31st year with the Rebels. He has a staff of 17, 1 full-time assistant, 4 certified graduate assistants, and 11 undergrads studying to be a part of the profession.
Still want the jersey pulled up?
Collectively, they work tirelessly for health and safety, and it begins before every practice and game.
All the players would come in and they're required to have on their ankles either tape or a brace. So it's about half and half. So we're taping about 50 players' ankles every day, but they might have some wounds or scrapes. We're putting Band-Aids and dressings on them, wrapping them up. They might have some hand or wrist, finger injuries, so we're taping that, putting some pads on their forearms, elbows, things like that. So that's pretty much what we're doing before practice.
During games, the trainers have to keep a close eye on every play. Seeing what happened as it happened helps them in what they have to do immediately when getting on the field.
Most of the time we're just trying to make a quick assessment what the body part is it stable, can we move them safely, or do we have to splint them on the field and sort of go from there.
Communication with the coaching staff is key as soon as an initial diagnosis is made. One thing that has improved over the years is technology, raising the quality and quickness of care. The days of just paper and pencil are gone. Now iPhones and tablets are on hand to provide an immediate medical history and an immediate documentation into a player's file.
I could be at practice, pull up my phone, and just punch in a player's name and do the little injury report right on the practice field. So that helps a lot.
They are the unsung heroes. Fans don't know their names, they don't know their faces, but their stats allow the people you do know to have stats.
A lot of things that we do, people don't see, and we put in a lot of long hours, obviously, before classes start. We're doing treatments, rehabs throughout the day, and then during practice and late night. So it's a lot of time that we put in, behind the scenes. But I think we're very important at trying to keep the team healthy, keep our better players on the field, and it just helps with the overall success of our athletic teams.
It's a good group of folks. The way things have been around our place the last couple of weeks, they deserve a bonus.
Kyle Wilson might be the MVP this season so far.
If we can get a win this week, Kyle will be the MVP, and they're going to earn their keep this week too, as you know.
How important is it for a football program to have a staff with the training department that you know and you trust and that you can work well with?
If you don't have that, you don't have a football team, because they're an integral part of what we do. Injuries and guys getting banged up are part of the game. Guys have to get back out on the field to play when they can. And if you don't have a doctor and an orthopedic surgeon or two and a training staff that understands the difference between being hurt and being injured, you don't have a chance in this day and age. So our people do a great job. They get our guys back out on the field when they can go, and then they take good care of them. And as was evidenced last night in Fresno, San Jose, they get guys taken care of when they need it in terms of some major things. So we really appreciate them for what they do.
Well, let's hope the workload for them slows down a little bit here as the season progresses. We're going to take one last break. We're going to have the Rebel Plays of the Week coming up. But first, here's a look at how other Mountain West teams did over the weekend.
You're watching the Fox 5 Reb Zone Sports Show, presented by Born and Raised, the official home of the Rebels on the Road, and by Cox Communications.
So a Friday night game at Sam Boyd. First time the Rebels have been home in a month. It'll be nice to maybe get the home crowd back out here and see some Rebel football.
Yeah, it'll be good to be home at Sam Boyd. We got a national TV game and against the Fresno Bulldogs, and should be a really good game. Like the first two at Sam Boyd, we're 1-1 at home, looking to get our second win, and should be another great game out there.
Time to turn the tide a little bit. That's the message, right?
Yeah, it's time to get going, and we're going to do everything we can do to make sure that happens. We've been trying a lot of different things, and it's been fits and starts, but we're going to try to go play a complete game and give it our best effort this week, and it should be a great game.
All right, Coach, thank you. Have a good week, and we'll see you on Friday night. That's a wrap for us. We leave you with the Rebel Plays of the Week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Let's go.
Fox 5's Reb Zone Sports Show was presented by Born and Raised, the official home of the Rebels on the Road, and by Cox Communications.